Today on Food Journey, I'm spending time with Azusa, or the kitchen butterfly as she's popularly known, a food explorer, historian, and innovative kitchen creator. She digs well below the surface to reveal where food connects us to our origins, to life, human interactions, and our very identity. This powerhouse food resource person includes you and I today in her culinary exploration as we take a deeper look at our ever-changing African palate. Welcome, Azusa, to Food Journey. Thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today. I should actually call you Kitchen Butterfly, shouldn't I?
No, you should.
Where did you actually get that name, the Kitchen Butterfly?
Well, Sonia, I got the name Kitchen Butterfly about 10 years ago. At that time, I'd seen my interest in food and my love for food change. So I kind of defined it as some sort of metamorphosis, like butterflies. And so Kitchen Butterfly was a natural outcome of my exploration of names, like what should I call myself, what represents my journey, what captures the colors and vibrance, but also the increase in knowledge, from egg to butterfly winged.
And a colorful journey this is set to be. From her wall decoration displays, we can see her passion for acquiring deeper knowledge in this world mapping of jollof rice. Very intriguing indeed. You are a food explorer. I love that because when people think about exploration, we're thinking about travel. But of course, to be a food explorer, we're talking about traveling the culinary highway, so to speak. All the narrow alleyways, the lanes, the big boulevards that food represents. So my question to you is, how important do you think it is for people to have just a deeper understanding beyond what is served to them about what they're eating, where it comes from? And do you feel that we in West Africa have a culinary identity?
So there are two words in Portuguese that describe for me exactly what you're asking. The first word is alimenta, which deals with food as sustenance, food as functional for the body. The second word is incredibly powerful. It's comida, food as something for the soul, as worship, as exaltation, as celebration. And I think both of them are fundamental. I think they're two parts of the same highway. So you go from alimenta to comida. You go from understanding that food serves purposes of growth and health and nutrition, and then you move on to this section where food is about heritage. It's about history and culture. It's about politics and economics. It's about gender. There's so many things encapsulated in that. It's about memories and nostalgia, family, legacy, childhood. And I think that journey is very important for everyone to experience. And whether that is bread, now adults eat bread casually, but a lot of people have childhood memories tied to bread, right? So both parts are very important. Both parts are important in identity because they actually help to foster and remember and retain and, in a way, preserve identity. Because what you remember can be referenced, right? And the process of documenting a lot of those memories is what goes to make our histories.
Absolutely.
So very important distinctions in food.
So where do you think, Azusa, that we start getting our younger generations more interested in what they're eating? If you're not seeing that at home, where are you actually getting your food education from?
I think food education is critical from the sense of basic nutrition and also what exists in particular locales. I think that the curriculum can be that vehicle, the channel through which children from primary schools up through, past secondary school are educated about the framework and the basics of Nigerian and West African cooking. So for me, it's in the classroom, home economics, through agricultural science, social studies, which could cover food culture.
Right.
Because I think that in addition to understanding what's grown, how it's eaten, food culture is also an important part of food education. So in primary school, for instance, schools could have farms where they grow simple things. Greens.
When I was a little girl, we had Operation Feed the Nation. I don't know how people remember that. And I was so excited when my dad came into me, now, we need to start growing food. And I was like, yes, I want to do that. And I got this little plot outside the back of my house in Benin at the time. And I started growing little things.
Yes.
I had pineapple, I had green pepper, I had ginger, and just the thought of putting a seed in the ground, seeing it grow, nurturing it, it taught me so much more than just seeing something grow. But
Precisely.
I was responsible for it. And I think we need to be responsible in that sense now. More than ever, with the world changing the way it is, and scarcity of food, and hunger, malnutrition, and just growing populations. I'm scared sometimes for my kids. I'm wondering in another 50 years, what will it be like for them, food security on the planet?
Yes. So primary schools, they start with farms, they grow simple things, they take that home too. They could graduate to secondary schools understanding the context of Nigerian food, the framework, what's grown in what region.
What's seasonal, what's not.
Precisely what's seasonal. What's the produce to product value chain like. I think all these things inspire creativity, innovation, but most importantly at the heart of it, they give Nigerians and Nigerian children a basic understanding of what Nigerian cuisine is about.
And an ownership of it.
Precisely.
Yes.
And that has something to do with identity.
Now, in front of us today,
oh my God,
we have a plethora of spiciness and heat.
Yes, we do.
We're going to be talking about pepper today. And we have every sort of pepper under the West African sun here.
Well, not every, but quite a few.
Quite a few. And we're going to be looking at pepper today as our in-depth study, as just not a subject of heat, but a subject of flavor and diversity in cooking, whether it's eaten raw or whether it's cooked. And you're going to take us through step by step. And at the end of this, we're actually going to go into the kitchen and prepare some peppery treats that aren't actually cooked treats.
Precisely.
Such. So we're really going to get to the close to the taste, the natural taste of our peppers. We're talking about the African palate as being a mixture of flavors. I'm going to spit one out and then you do one. Okay. I'll do the easy one. Heat.
Bitter.
Umami.
Smoky.
Smoky, of course. And in fact, when I was actually touching one of these peppers here, and
they're amazing.
The smokiness really came through. So we've done heat, we've done bitter, we've done umami, smoky,
sour,
and we have a little sweet.
Yes, we have lots of sweet. Plantain, sweet potatoes.
There you go.
Honey.
We've got that sweet in there as well.
This gorgeous display of peppers today include a fresh and dry selection and are used across the board in Africa. The vibrant colors and smells are so attractive to the senses, a promise of not only varying heat levels, but equally varied, unique depth of flavor created from the drying and smoking process.
Okay.
These beauties.
These are some of my favorites. They're from the Azusa family. They're called Azusa pepper.
lovely little green beads to be used dry or fresh. And over here we've got a yellow variety. These look like almost, they smell Scotch bonnety.
Yes, Scotch bonnet, habaneros. These are known in Nigeria as ose unsuka. They come from the east of Nigeria. And in fact, they're all the rave there, but they're delicious, sweet, aromatic.
They're very, very, very sweet and pungent smelling,
Yes.
much more than these.
Yeah.
Although they look the same,
They're
but
different.
They are different. They are definitely different. Smell pound for pound. I am not even going to touch my skin with my fingers because I can smell the heat on them, and I'm going to be in trouble. And then we've got tatache.
Yes. Great color.
Color and sweetness.
Great color, sweetness, and a bit of heat.
If you use the seeds.
Yes. The seeds are also quite bitter, so generally people don't use them.
Right.
But if you want jollof rice, stews, anything red, extremely great color.
And then I see we have on the dry side, we've got some little ones here that actually almost look like bird's eye chili.
Yes, they're like bird's eyes.
Small and
yes,
hot, packing a punch.
And these are commonly ground to make what we know in Nigeria as dry pepper.
And then we've got some other varieties here
Yes.
too. And these
Those are dried shumbo.
Shumbo, I've heard of that.
Yes, so they're similar to this in that they're long peppers. And then you have them fried, dried, but also fresh.
Now these smell a little bit of like these in their dried form. And then we've got some amazing other types of peppers here.
Yes.
This is what I know as wintia.
Okay.
It has and what's another name for this?
It's known as grains of selim, Ethiopian pepper,
Gorgeous.
pepper negrum. It has negro pepper, quite pungent,
And sort of
smoky.
Fibrous inside as well, with
Yes.
another little seed also.
Yeah.
Okay, and it kind of looks like a little tarantula, doesn't it?
It
I think
does.
if I saw one of these on the table in the dark, I'd freak out. And the yellow Scotch bonnety smelling habaneros, smoked, look like this. A delicate foil-like autumnal colored pepper. I'm going to scooch over here for a minute and have a look at this. This is just another application of using peppers as a condiment this time.
And it's beautiful.
Is this shito?
No, it's not shito. It's similar to shito, but this is ground dry peppers and some seasoning, poached, cooked slow in an oil.
Lovely.
So you can use the oil or you can use the crunchy bits at the bottom.
Nice.
This is shito.
I know this one.
Yes.
Now this goes through a fairly similar process, but for hours and hours and hours and hours of just rendering it down.
With, and this has fish. Has a little bit of fish.
Is that dry fish?
Dried fish.
Oh, beautiful.
Dried fish.
You know I'm going to go home with the
No! Have it back. Perfect with boiled yam.
You see? I'll come over to your house and have some boiled yam with your shit.
I'll make some for you.
Darling. And what's this one?
This is dried tatache, the dried ones.
I smell this?
Yes, you can.
Oh, it is beautiful. I'm
It
not going to get
is.
too close so I don't sniff some actually into my nose, but the smoky smell
But it
of
is.
this. So this is these?
Yes,
Ground
ground with a bit of chilies.
Absolutely gorgeous. And what else have you got here?
This is a fantastic chili jam
Look at that.
made with
chili
yellow
jam.
chilies.
You made this yourself?
No, it was a gift from a friend.
Okay.
But for me, this is another way of exploring and enjoying chilies because you have that almost polar opposite flavor, sweet and the heat, and it's delicious on toast, great with meats, used to glaze vegetables. So
Even
you get
in a gravy.
precisely, so you get a bit of that sweet and heat, and yeah,
I love that.
quite a few things to do with chilies and peppers.
Well, everybody knows I love tasting stuff. So believe it or not, yes, I'm going to try some of this pepper on the table. So what do you think we need to, I've got water here, but I hear that doesn't do the trick.
I think we need to get some yogurt.
We need to get some yogurt. So
Yes.
we'll do that and we'll come right back at you and we'll have a little tasting test. Am I doing this on my own or
Oh,
you're just going to watch me?
I'll pitch in. I'll
Okay.
pitch in.
Good girl. We'll see you in a minute.
So, Sonia, you feeling brave?
I'm always brave. When it
Ready
comes
to
my
try?
mouth. ready to try. I see you've set up some heat for me there. And we have to let people know that the cure for a hot tongue is actually a little bit of yogurt or a little bit of sugar, I've heard.
Or milk.
Not water.
No, not water.
That's
There's
just
something about how the yogurt interacts with your taste buds to kind of quell and soothe them.
Okay, I'm ready. What are we going to try first?
So we're going to try a few different things. So these dried chilies, smoked.
So that was this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so-
And then the fresh uziza,
Okay.
pepper guineas.
Right.
And then a bit of this grains of salim and this fresh red chili. What we'll try and do is, I'm going to cut this. And we'll try and avoid the seeds and the veins. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of the flesh. And I'll join you, don't worry. I shall join you. So, let's go.
Okay. Oh, you're picking it up with your fingers.
Okay,
Okay, but
I will use my spoon.
you're going to use your spoon?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to get pepper into my yogurt, so I'm going to...
It's okay, it's not so bad. Just a tingle. No, just a light tingle on my tongue, the frontal part.
Right. Okay, here I go.
But it's flavorful.
Okay, I'm just going to do
It just
that.
have yogurt in
Here we go.
preparation.
Here goes.
It's not that we've avoided the seeds and the veins, so
Okay. I got it.
is it hot?
A little bit of heat, it just went to the back of my throat. But I tasted a sweetness. You know, I don't even think I need the yogurt for this one.
Okay.
No, I'll cleanse my palate. Okay.
It's actually not bad. You actually get a sense of
Flavor.
the
as opposed
flavor.
to heat.
And also the texture is really nice. It's crunchy.
I like it.
So, I mean, you could use this in a salad.
I could use that in a salad.
You could use this in a salad, because being careful to wear gloves and protect your fingers.
That's right.
But you just avoid the seeds and the veins, and it'd be delicious.
Absolutely, I love that. It's a new. Okay, here's one drop to the
Yes,
ground.
so
This
just
is
pick.
Uziza.
Uziza, fresh uziza.
There it goes.
So just pick. And then the different colors have different flavors.
Oh my! What a surprise!
Burst.
It's a burst, and it just keeps on developing in your mouth. It's got a freshness to it.
Yeah.
I can't quite.
There's something, there's like a menthol
Yeah.
flavor to it. Slight floral.
I definitely taste the floral. Heat. The
Heat,
side of
definitely
my,
heat.
Side of my tongue.
Minty. Slight mintiness.
Lovely. And again, I don't really feel compelled to have to go for the yogurt.
Oh, well,
Oh,
palate
I'm
cleanser.
going to go for the yogurt anyway, though. I love that. So my favorite so far is the Ziza.
I think it's an explosion of
It
flavors
is.
in your
Can you
mouth.
imagine that in a
Unexpected. I use it in gin. I do an uziza gin that just really works, because gin has this, rounded.
And it has a floral quality to it anyway.
Precisely.
Okay, now, here we
This
go.
one might be hot too.
Here we
I'm
go.
just going to pinch off some of the
See?
fresh.
Okay. Have you done it? Okay, here goes mine. Smoky, sweet,
Bitter.
almost half of that flavor palette going. Isn't it interesting? You know, I really was afraid of this at first. I thought, oh, this is just going to be a hot heat fest. But it actually is not.
And that's the thing I like people to, I want people to think about when they think of Nigerian and West African and African cuisine is, it's said to use a lot of pepper, but
Right.
pepper can have multiple flavors.
That's
it can
right.
be woody and floral and sweet and caramelly and smoky
And
and
minty, as we just found
so
out.
many dimensions
That's
to
right.
that flavor that people just typically characterize as just heat.
So there's a difference between something being spicy and something being hot. And I find that peppers have both. They're spicy,
Precisely.
they give spice, and they give heat. Lovely. I see you getting into that yogurt.
Actually, I think that yogurt with pepper would be nice.
Yeah, do that.
Just a little bit.
Oh, look at, squeeze, do some in mine.
Okay.
I like that. Look at that little dust there.
Just for a heat.
Okay, let me try that. Kind of like an Indian raita that you would put some spice into. This is good. This is a new thing. Now I've got to try this one. I'm going to try this quintia, as I know it from living in Ghana. And actually, you can see it's fibrous.
Yes, it's like a little pod with seeds.
There's some seeds in there. But do you know what I'm going to actually do? I'm going to actually just have a chew.
Okay, let's go.
It's giving me that anise vibe. Then it's getting really
bitter.
But I feel like I still want to chew it.
Well, after the taste testing, it was time for our 2 recipes. My peppers preserved in vinegar require a selection of today's peppers on the table, rinsed, de-seeded in one case, and left whole or slashed, and otherwise stacked in a sterile, sealable glass jar. Vinegar, water, honey, and salt are simmered but not boiled and poured over the peppers. This can be refrigerated and kept and used for months. For Azusa's passion fruit shandy, fresh passion fruit, perky fresh green chilies, sliced ginger, and sugar are all prepped. Then they're blended and strained. To this will be added some lager and a splash of lemonade.
Look at that beautiful foam. It's got little layers of excitement to it, doesn't it?
And then you can finish up with a wedge of lime.
And you see, we're just kind of getting the essence of that, aren't we?
And a little
Squeeze. Squeeze me too, Azaz.
A little squeeze.
Wonderful.
And then I'm going to do one last thing. Just a simple stir, and then we can...
Cheers! Shandy cheers.
Shandy cheers.
Okay, here goes. Oh my
That's so good.
gosh.
I love all the aroma and the heat.
I'm lost for words.
It's delicious, even if I say so myself.
Give credit where credit is due, dear. I think I need a double cheers for that. Absolutely, but... And another. Chin chin. Well, I have to tell you, this is everything that you want in a drink. It's exciting because of the spice. It's tangy. It's fruity. It's got that little lager kick to it, which I like as well. I think the sun is over the yard somewhere. And all I can say really is this has been an absolutely incredible experience. I know more now about pepper than I ever have done. And I'm intrigued now to go off and do my own little experiments. And Azaz, I have to tell you, thank you so much for being this fountain of education, food education that we all really need. And thank you so much for being on Food Journey.
Thank you very much, Sonia.
And for us, we say goodbye and see you next time.